It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
NBA regular season opener for a couple of teams. Thank you all for tuning in. So happy you're here. I'm ecstatic that you're here. And I'm really happy that Kenny and Shaq are here,
I
too.
miss you too, Ernie.
Thank you. Me too. Tonight we'll see the Denver Nuggets playing against the Houston Rockets. And for Houston, they've got a tough task ahead of them, having to open the season in front of a hostile crowd that's been waiting all summer for this game. But if they can embrace playing the role of spoiler, getting a win here tonight would be all the more sweet. And fellas, a new season about to begin. Clean slate. Plenty of hopes and dreams out there. Kenny, how do you spot a new legitimate contender?
I usually look for the team with good balance, where one guy isn't doing everything. One guy can facilitate everything, but he can't do everything. So offense, defense, balance, and they gotta have a big shot maker.
You know, I look for unselfishness, guys playing with each other, mental toughness. No weak-minded team has ever won a championship, Ernie.
How about continuity, too? How about very little changeover from a team that was really good the previous year, may not have gone as far as they wanted, but returning the same bunch?
That helps.
Yeah.
Well said.
Yeah.
No need to add anything to that.
Continuity. Yeah. Kevin Harlan knows all about that.
Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
This is it, opening day. The regular season is set to begin, and we're thrilled to bring you all the live action right here on 2K Sports. Kevin Harlan here, and I'm joined by Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, who's reporting from the sidelines. It's all about the Western Conference. That's where the action is today as the Denver Nuggets get ready to battle. This, of course, their first opportunity to play Houston. They were decisively swept out of the first round and got left with a bitter taste in their mouths.
Yeah, some history here, though. Of course, they won that first-round series in last year's playoffs and ended up sending them packing.
Added incentive in a game like this. I mean, they've got to be ready to rise up to that challenge.
Before the action gets going here, let's go to David Aldridge, who spoke with Mike D'Antoni. David, what's the news?
Well, guys, he told me that today is all about setting the tone for the rest of the season series with this team. He said they're going to be a tough opponent for us every time we see them, and we've got to let them know right now, today, that we're going to be just as tough for them. We'll find out, indeed, if they can set the right tone, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Here we are, Clark, opening night. It's officially upon us. I know you think it's important to get off to a good start, don't you?
I really do, Kevin. It's better than getting off to a poor start. Because the season is so long, you've got time to overcome either one, but it's always best to get off to a nice start. It gives you confidence and gives you momentum that you can build on.
Boys, nice and high.
So the Rockets win the tip. We've got a chance here to set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go for this one. And so in the game for the Rockets. Filling out the wings, it's Harden and Ariza. Anderson is down low with Capella. And it's Farrell in at the one. On defense, the Rockets. Now Murray. Millsap a screen. Murray dishes to Millsap. And he drops in the layup off the glass. Millsap's got the first points of the night for Denver.
And so it begins, taking control right up front.
And you know, Greg, that's what you like to see, grabbing hold of the lead right now, right away.
Now, here's Capella. Teardrop shot. A shot, no good. Good defense by Jokic. Here's Richardson. He shoots again, and it's Millsap laying it in. Millsap's got his second basket of the night.
Yeah, you know, one of the things I like about Paul Millsap, Kevin, is he's relentless. There's no let-up when he's out there. I mean, he goes after every ball.
Farrell gets to Ariza. Offline with his three. The Nuggets have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. George with the ball. Millsap down low. Lays it up and banks it in. Millsap's got 6.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
Farrell gets to Ariza. Harden the pass to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Outstanding presence of mind. Harden is constantly looking for the open shooter.
Nuggets have gone 3 of 4 from the field to start out the game. The feed now to Richardson. Just about 2 minutes into the game, first quarter of basketball. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
You know, you're going to have success when you can start out shooting 80% from the game. So early offensively, they've been great. That's the way you like to start.
Here's Farrell. Anderson the screen. And here's Ariza. He got an advantage there off the pick and took it right in. Ariza's got his first 2 points.
Poise is so important for any player, but Ariza demonstrating poise when he's in the paint, looking to score.
Here's Millsap. Doesn't go that time. And Houston the other way now. Ryan Anderson was a free agent before coming to the Rockets. When he was meeting with teams, he saw all the open looks that Houston players were getting from outside, and he wanted to be a part of that. Worked out pretty well, I think, for him.
I don't think you can deny that at all. I mean, perfect hand in glove is what this fit was for Anderson, and he knew that. The way Houston plays, perfect for what Ryan Anderson brings to the table. He's great from the corner or wing and is deadly as a shooter when he has space.
Here's Farrell following the basket by Jokic. From 12 feet out. Harden, no good. Denver leading by 4. Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Murray. Still getting warmed up offensively. No buckets yet in the game for him. Drops in the layup for 2.
Even at 6'5", that's not a giant by any means. Murray elevates high inside for these buckets. He's a high percentage shooter down low for sure.
And now the first timeout called here for the Rockets.
You know, one of the great strengths of Coach D'Antoni, to me, Kevin, is he really gives his players a lot of confidence. And his philosophy really clicks with players. They're comfortable playing for him. They know their responsibilities, and they play hard for D'Antoni.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Houston with a big group substitution here. Craig Monroe, he's checked in for Clint Capella. Jones comes in for Anderson. Harkless is checked in for Trevor Ariza. And Eric Gordon subbed in for Yogi Ferrell. And to what you said about Mike D'Antoni, he sees his players and asks, what can they do instead of what can't you do?
And, you know, he's had a lot of success last season, elevating the Rockets and winning Coach of the Year in the process.
Denver shooting their first shots from the stripe in this game.
And one of the highlights last year for this group was the fact that they were so efficient from the charity stripe. That's a huge factor.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
And he can't get the first one. And the speed of the NBA is something that just can't be measured until you experience it. So, Clark, when you take that into account, who are some of the quickest players right now in the league?
Well, I think you start with Russell Westbrook and John Wall. I don't think there's anybody in the league quicker than those guys with the ball. Those guys can go end to end quicker than anybody. Wall might be the fastest. Westbrook is right there with him.
Now, here is Harden. Dishes it to Harkless. He kicks to Jones. And some nice passing there by Houston. And there's Eric Gordon on the assist by Jones. Gordon's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Barton outside. 1:19 left to play here in the first. Plumlee with the screen. Moutier dishes to Barton. Tried to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Houston's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. In the corner, Harden. And he hits it to tie the game up. Harden's got his second basket.
And Harden is so efficient as a scorer. When he gets room down low, he's very good at burying these shots.
Moutier kicks to Plumlee. Misses that one. He's 0 for 1 from the floor. Rockets have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame. Harkless the pass to Gordon. Back to Harkless. From deep. Score the basket, his third after 5 shots.
Beautiful stroke on the 3 ball there. Harden is a lights-out shooter from behind the arc.
6 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Barton outside. Down low. Harrell kicks to Moutier. He dishes it to Plumlee. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Straight rim rocker.
It looked like a break for a second, like he might rip the cylinder loose.
Now that is some real industrial size strength right there. And, you know, the screen wasn't that great, but still he got it done. Excellent concentration on the hard finish.
Here's Barton. He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And it looks like they are going to review the play. The question, did he get the basket off in time?
And even though, you know, you're thinking maybe we don't need the replay in a situation like this, still plenty of time left in this game, and really it's about getting the call right.
Yeah, and the NBA Replay Center in Secaucus is queuing up the footage for the officials on the floor. The new process is making for quicker turnarounds, I think.
And the call is going to be overturned. The second look shows that he did, in fact, beat the clock.
Yeah, they're glad they're going to get those points. It wasn't too long ago that they wouldn't even have looked at it on the monitor, but replays here, and it's here to stay for situations just like that one.
James Harden getting it done for Houston. He got into double digits for the quarter with 10 points total. And don't go away. We'll be right back. Well, it's been a tight one so far as we get the second quarter going back here. And let's get your take, guys, on the scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
They've definitely had a hot hand from three-point range. Always nice to get off to a good start.
They've been distributing the ball really well tonight, too. I mean, a decent number of assists so far for them.
And Denver has possession. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns in Phoenix. That'll be just one game played away from home for them. This is how the floor looks for the Rockets starting the second. Harden and Gordon teaming up in the backcourt. Craig Monroe is out there with Chi, and it's Harkless in at the small forward position. Monroe dishes to Gordon. There's the pick. Back to Monroe. Just 5 to shoot. A 3-ball. And Harden gets it to go in on the assist by Monroe. Harden's got the second quarter going with the first basket of the period for the Rockets. Picked by Harrell. Moutier pass to Harrell. Loses his man off the screen and lays it up and in.
Good ball movement. Wonderful pass. Couldn't have drawn it up any better.
Harden kicks to Monroe. Quarter number 2 with just over a minute gone. Misses from close range.
And that's solid defense, rock solid, contesting without fouling. Well done.
Rockets leading by 3. Harden dishes to Monroe. They set the screen. Gordon with no one around. No good with the triple. The Nuggets have gone 1 of 3 to start off the second quarter. Powell, the pass to Harrell. It's deflected, and Plumlee kicks to Powell. It's Powell on the wing. And there's the pass to Plumlee, and the basket is good.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
Catching up on the changes for Denver. Paul Millsap is checked in for Montrezl Harrell. Paul George comes in for Robert Covington. Josh Richardson's checked in for Norman Powell, and it's Jamal Murray in for Moutier.
One shot, gentlemen.
The free throw off from Plumlee. Clark, you were a fantastic rebounder your entire career. What do you feel gave you the edge over the other players in the glass?
You know, one of my fellow Buckeye greats, actually the greatest Buckeye of all time in basketball, I think, was Jerry Lucas. And he talked an awful lot about rebounding being more about timing and pursuit of the ball than anything else. And I had a good gift of timing, and I clearly was chasing down that pumpkin as well as most. And those were the things that allowed me to be a good rebounder. Good timing, good hands, and pursuit of the basketball. It wasn't complicated, but some of it was giftedness. The other part was persistence and hard work.
She passes to Ariza. Over to the wing. Capella dishes to Ariza. Over George. The offensive rebound. Capella off target at the rim.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
Millsap sets the pick for Murray. And 2 free throws coming up, unable to get that one to go with all the contact.
And when you talk about just a natural basketball player, I think you got to envision a guy like Paul Millsap. He just does it all. He's got the skill level and versatility at that power forward position. And in this league today, you have to be able to impact the game the way he does.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
And the first one at the line is good. And you look at all the different things that Paul Millsap does for you on the court, Greg. Don't forget about the defensive end of the floor, too.
Yeah, great point. And an all-defense selection, one of the great big men in league history in terms of getting steals, just unbelievable hands. And you know what? He epitomizes consistency when you look at the course of his career.
And so Paul Millsap nails both of them.
Tell you what, Paul Millsap, one of my favorite players because he's so effective, scores at an efficient clip, rebounds the ball well, and defends multiple positions, too. He gives you everything.
And Anderson kicks to Farrell. Feeds to Capella. And he uses the glass on the layup. And the Rockets lead by 4.
You know, Capella's really hard to deal with inside, especially inside. Does a nice job using his size to get that shot off.
Murray, the pass to Millsap from 12 feet out. And Jokic with the basket on the assist by Paul Millsap. Jokic has got his second bucket of the night. And here in the second quarter of action as we approach 4 minutes played. Here's Farrell. He's been patient so far, nothing yet on the scoreboard. Capella sets a screen for Gordon. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Screen by Capella. Farrell for 3. And it's Denver with the rebound.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Murray dishes to George. Anderson against Jokic. Shoots from the elbow. And it goes down 2 points. Jokic has got the game tied up here for the Nuggets.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Farrell gets to Ariza. Capella with a screen on George. Here's Ariza. It's hauled in by Richardson.
When he's got that kind of positioning, He's got to score it. Got to score the ball from there.
Millsap left side, and they take the lead. Millsap's got 10 points.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today.
Screen by Capella. Floats one up. Farrell gets the bucket.
And you can see there the defender gets caught up on the pick.
I think he's got to be more aggressive, stronger, getting through those screens. Can't allow shooters that kind of space to pull the trigger.
Outside, George. And it's Denver scoring again.
Boy, George is excellent at getting busy from the in-between spots of the floor. Really fleshing out and balancing out, rounding out his offensive game.
Gordon a screen. We've got a 9-second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Anderson with the screen for Gordon. Back to Capella. And it's sent back by Millsap.
Pretty cool to see Millsap turn shots back. I mean, he's a mobile, athletic, big man who is taking pride in his defensive work.
And the first half comes to a conclusion in a game that has been very close so far. Nuggets ahead. They're up by 2. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And welcome to halftime. Hey, what a fantastic time of the year. NBA season getting underway.
I'm excited. I am really excited. I am really excited, honey.
A pretty close game from the Nuggets throughout the first quarter. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. They battled hard in the second quarter, and it was reflected on the scoreboard. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
And Shaq, let's get your input on the Rockets.
Well, they need to turn the heat up on D. Too often we saw them back on their heels, not dictating the pace. They allowed a shooting percentage in the high 50s. Remind me of my free throw percentage, the high 50s. Come on, guys.
And it's just about time now for the third quarter to get underway.
Welcome back to Denver, everyone. Traffic coming in and out of downtown Denver on this lovely night in the Rockies. The third quarter now beginning. Both sides looking to pull away in the last half of the game. An exceptional performance so far from James Harden.
Oh, well, they've done a good job of letting the game come to them, and really few forced shots here so far.
And, you know, Greg, I like how they've set the pace. There's a lot of time left in this one, so there's no rush. You don't have to go 70 miles an hour. Keep it at about 45.
Welcome back, everyone. The second half about to get underway, and it's been a close one so far. Denver in the lead. Down low, it's Millsap and Jokic. Murray out there with Richardson. And it's George in at the 3 spot. That's the group on the floor for Denver. To the inside. Here's Farrell. Poked away. Here's Capella. And he could not get that one to go. Out of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Paul Millsap picks one up.
Well, I tell you what, it's really impressive how Capella has improved his role so quickly, Kevin. I mean, he's a starting caliber center known for his defense, but continues to make strides on offense, too.
Now, gentlemen, 2 shots. 2 shots.
That's good from Capella. And Clark, when you think back to your career, what do you miss the most about playing in the National Basketball Association?
Well, you know, for me, Kevin, because my career was cut short due to injury, I missed the opportunity to see how good I could have been on a winning team, on a playoff team. Back in the early 80s, the Pacers were building towards that, and I never got a chance to be part of a playoff team. And the camaraderie you establish in going through the shared misery and joy of competing is something that's special and unique to sports, and you really don't find it in any other venue.
Jokic. Outside for George. No good from outside.
Hard to figure out how he doesn't knock that one down. No defender in sight.
Anderson outside. And some nice passing there by Houston. Harden inside the three-point line. They get it again. Lays it in without an inch of room around him. 8 points for Clint Capella.
Love how Capella stays alert on the offensive board, creating second chance opportunities thanks to that activity.
Deflects the pass. Here's Farrell. Can't hit from in close. The Nuggets trail. Now here's Murray. George passes to Millsap. From 15 feet away, that's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. For Houston, they've gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Here's the screen. Ariza has the open look. Good on the three-point shot. Ariza's got 5 points so far.
You must stay with Ariza when the screen is being set, Kevin. I mean, he knows how to capitalize in these situations.
Millsap sets the pick for George. Passes it to Jokic. That falls. Nice feed that time from George. 8 points for Jokic.
Nice looking floater there, Kevin. Such a fast shot, a quick release. Really hard to guard that.
Now a timeout called by Houston. Well, one thing about Paul George, outstanding length for a wing. Clark, he's listed at 6'9", but he's grown since he came into the league, hasn't he?
Yeah, we've had debates about that because I'm about 6'8.5" or so, and I kind of look at him eye to eye, but he feels like he's taller than me, so we'll go with PG on that one. But he's also added some muscle too, Kevin, and that's helped him at both ends of the floor. He's a lot stronger and able to play through contact as a result of it.
How about that move? Is this guy special or what? Just love watching him operate inside.
Picked by Harrell. Takes a 3. And it's George missing. Rockets leading by 3. The tray. And again, it's the Rockets from deep.
Not too much respect shown to him by the defenders.
Nuggets have gone 2 of 5 shooting here in the third quarter. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Slammed home, and he draws the foul. A chance for another point at the free throw line. That's on Terrence Jones.
Boy, a nice show of strength that time from Paul George, absorbing the hit and still carving out space to get the shot to go down. Really hard to think of a more impactful perimeter defender than PG, Paul George. I mean, his combination of size, athleticism, and technique enabled him to smother the opposition at times.
And that one misses. And Paul George, a lockdown defender at 6'9", Clark 6'10". He has the foot speed to stay with players a foot shorter.
Yeah, he's a very unique defender with his size, length, and speed and athleticism. Gets around screens, doesn't get screened. He can recover the shooters. I mean, he's the real complete package at the defensive end.
And then jammed down as he goes right over Greg Monroe.
And you know what? For me, these dunks show exactly how great an athlete George is. I mean, sometimes you're surprised that the basket doesn't come down with the force he punches it with.
Back to Harkless, trying to go for an alley-oop, but excellent defense and anticipation there to stop it. Here's Moutier. So the whistle blows on the shot, and 2 free throws for the contact right there. And a look now at the 4 areas where shots can come from. The paint, mid-range, and shots from deep, all broken down for the Nuggets.
and they haven't been able to exploit the three from the corner. Maybe some better ball movement would help open the floor and get that shot into their arsenal.
And he makes the first. Houston making a switch here. Gordon's checked in. Goal free throws good for Moutier. And you ask any Houston fan who the greatest player in the history of their franchise is, and they all say Hakeem Olajuwon. Clark, you played against Olajuwon. Just how great a player was he, and what does he mean to this Rockets franchise today?
Well, he was special. A first ballot Hall of Famer, brought the only titles in franchise history to the Rockets, and could do everything you want from a big guy. Graceful, strong, a presence defensively and on the glass, unselfish. They called him Hakeem the Dream for good reason. That dude was a dream to play with and a nightmare for opponents.
4 on the shot clock. It's stolen by Jones and out of bounds as the Nuggets gain possession.
All right, a chance to look at the stats for Nikola Jokic. Good season for him last year. First in free throw percentage, second in rebounding, and he ranks second in the league in field goal percentage, able to finish with force and even a little finesse at times.
And as you said, the league's best free throw shooter last season. What a tremendous asset, especially in clutch situations. Here's Powell, and he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact, straightforward call, simple.
And some stats here, guys. The scoring breakdown for the Rockets.
They keep piling up the assists, and they haven't cooled off at all.
Something we've also seen them doing tonight is getting the long ball to go down. Big points from outside.
Shooting 2, gentlemen.
That one is off. Good on the second free throw. Now Harden, 16 points for him. Monroe outside. Here's Harkless. No good from outside. The Nuggets have gone 4 of 7 to get things started here in the second half. Beasley kicks to Jokic. Plumlee with the screen. 1:11 left in the third. Kicks it out to Beasley. 6 on the shot clock. And again, Denver no good.
Well executed, great rhythm. You've got to finish that one.
Agree with you there, partner, because that screen really freed him up nicely, and that's a shot that if you're a pro, you need to make that one.
Jokic a screen. Up off the screen.
Oh, wow.
That's a beautiful jam.
Yes, indeed.
And talk about putting some extra on it. That dunk was way over the top.
Close game or not, he's going to finish firm when he gets the space.
Well, I tell you what, guys, the young kids like to say, that's doing too much. That falls into that category. That was too much.
Jokic with a screen on Gordon. Beasley, the pass to Jokic. That's tipped, but they get it back. Kicks it to Powell. For the tie, it's rebounded by Houston. Monroe's got his third rebound tonight. It's stolen by Moutier. And here we go, fast break. Moutier's got it. It's Beasley on the wing. Jokic with it. pulls up on the wing. No good, trying to beat the buzzer. 3/4 of play in a close game here. Rockets lead by 2. And after a quick break, we're going to come right back with the start of the 4th quarter. And we're set to start the action up here in the 4th quarter. And if it's anything like the first 3, we should be in for a treat. Houston in the lead. And so in the game for the Rockets. Ariza and Anderson holding down the forward spots. Harden and Gordon teaming up in the backcourt. And it's Capella in at the 5.
Gotta like Harden's aggressiveness, man. I mean, superb at capitalizing off available space when he comes off the screen.
Jokic with his screen on Harden. Jokic, no good.
Yeah, good interior D there prevents the deuce.
And, you know, that's not easy at all. When guys get this close to the bucket, it's tough to stop the basket.
Anderson the screen. Capella dishes to Ariza. Just 5 on the clock. A baseline J. Second shot opportunity. It's blocked. And as it goes out of bounds, Houston able to keep the ball here. Barrels checked in for Gordon. Nuggets on D. Screen by Capella. Farrell kicks to Harden. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here. It's going to be on Jokic.
Phenomenal body control from Harden. Superb at just knifing inside and forcing the defense to whack him.
And you know about Harden's shooting and his ability to get to the line and all that, but you know, Clark, what some people don't realize is just how fast he's going end to end. I mean, he can just blow by players in the open floor.
Yeah, he's got deceptive speed, Kevin, and part of that is how he's worked to change his body from his college days at Arizona State to who he is in the NBA. He slimmed down a bit, but he still has that strength and that barrel-chestedness that allows him to play so well through contact. But you're right, his speed is lethal and deceptive.
No good on the free throw.
And I think Harden is a natural leader. Somebody that commands respect, who also happens to be a dominant scorer.
He hits the second from the line.
Well, you look at a player of Harden's ability, and a couple of things stand out for me. One is his competitive spirit. He's understated, but he's very competitive. He doesn't take nights off. He's a guy who really takes pride in showing up and playing every game.
Jokic, that's good. He's 5 for 9.
And he has the chops for this, raising the intensity when it matters most.
Yeah, he's really calm in these situations. Simply takes his time in tight spots. You got to be patient, and he is, playing to his strengths.
Fires from 14, and he didn't get quite enough under that one. And to illustrate Harden's competitive nature, last season he famously said, "I just want to hoop. I'll rest when I'm done." You know, Clark, that's exactly what you want to hear from your team leader.
Yeah, you love hearing that. Owning the responsibility of leading and showing up all the time. And Harden, heavily depended upon by his team, gives you everything he has every night. Not super flashy, but very competitive and driven.
Gets it to go from beyond the arc.
And Ariza has great confidence in his shot. A dynamite catch-and-shoot player.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Inside, stolen by Harden. from 13. And it's good, 2 points. And the Rockets lead by 8.
And when you can outscore your opponent in transition, that's always going to work to your advantage.
Hey, that's a big piece of the pie when you're talking about winning basketball, fast break points. I mean, because most of the time, those are easy hoops.
And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Millsap.
Simply missed a connection there. I mean, I like the unselfishness. Admirable, but just not the result.
George is checked in for the Nuggets. Rockets leading by 8. Here's Farrell, screened by Capella. Harden outside. Over Richardson. And it's Houston with another.
And the degree of difficulty, Harden showing great poise. Doesn't get thrown off by the aggressive defense at all.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. And Clark, we've heard the term empty stats for players that put up big numbers but didn't impact the game to the same level of those numbers. What do you think about empty stats?
I'm mixed on empty stats. Clearly some stats impact winning more than others, but in this day of analytics, some of the stats that apparently document impact in winning may be overdone as well. Statistics are statistics. They're part of the game, and you evaluate them in the context of a number of variables. So they're here to stay. Empty is probably too strong because they're part of the game.
Denver making a switch here. Barton is checked in. Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Well, Mike Malone had some words for his team during the break. With them getting outshot from the perimeter, he told them, we have got to defend the three-point line. Those threes are destroying us. We'll see if they can tighten it up, Kevin.
Here's George, and George with the stuff.
Yeah, excellent determination there from George. This wasn't going to be denied. Fighting off the physical contact and nailing the shot over good defense.
The Rockets have gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Screen by Capella. Farrell kicks to Capella. Pass to Harden. Shot clock at 6. Back to Capella. And the dunk by Capella.
Nobody better at running the screen and roll than Harden. He's conniving, creative, pacing, spacing, all of that on display. Incredible in the pick and roll.
Shoots from 12. Nice spin off the left rim and in. Jokic has got 4 points now in the quarter.
And just great offensive execution by both sides, leaving nothing on the table.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Greg, both of these teams completely aligned, in sync right now. I mean, they are torching the Nets late in this ball game.
Ariza with the bucket.
Got to respect the long-range shooting of Ariza now, a capable shooter from downtown. Watch out.
Here's Murray. 1:46 left to play here in the fourth. Outside, George. Here's Millsap. No good that time. Good D by Ariza. Rockets leading by 11. Harden outside. No good on the three. Nuggets running out of time. Pass to Murray. Right side Millsap. The kick out to Barton. That's good. And it's Millsap with the assist. 6 points for Will Barton.
You can't give up these looks. I mean, the defense has to be more aggressive guarding the perimeter.
Screen by Capella. Farrell kicks to Harden. Shoots over Barton. Harden missing again.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
Murray, the pass to Millsap. Misses from short range.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Exactly. Can't play it any better than that, Greg.
36 seconds left in the fourth quarter. And George, here we go. But they'll get another chance. Barton, no luck. And it's the Rockets with the ball. They've led by as many as 11 points. And Anderson kicks to Capella. The dish to Ariza. He feeds it to Anderson. Harden outside. Back to Anderson. So Houston wins it. And in the win, a comfortable win in what was, I think, a pretty hostile environment.
It really was. You know, it's never going to be easy on the road, but they didn't have too many problems with that tonight.
And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, James. Congrats on the win. What's your team's mindset right now in terms of approach?
Our consistency and our attention to detail. You know, we're a young team, but we got to focus on the small things. You know, our hard work is going to be enough as well.
Great effort tonight, James. Thanks. Back to you, Kevin.
Thank you, David. Great interview once again. And that about does it for the first game of the new NBA season. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching this presentation of the NBA on 2K Sports. We'll see you next time.
Anything's possible. Anything's possible. Look at my rhymes. Look at my watch.